Viewer discretion is advised.
To be present with her, like actually be present, not just oh yeah, cool, I'm gonna do my oh yeah, cool. Like actually sit, take some time, turn work off, and yeah, that was a struggle.
Mandate.
Welcome to Mandate, where we navigate fresh perspectives and nothing is off the table. Tonight's guest is from Tamaki Makaurau. He is originally from the North Shore. He is one of New Zealand's leading musicians. He is a rapper, singer, songwriter, producer. So he produces his own music, independent music, from his own independent record label called Archangel. And also he is renowned for having the longest running number one single in Aotearoa, New Zealand. He has a plethora of awards. He has won at Vodafone Music Award in New Zealand. And so please put your hands together for the man himself, Kings.
What's up? Solly, you missed one thing. And the number one skit.
Oh, saying it. Longest running number one skunk.
Yeah, start again from the top. And then me.
Oh man, hey brother.
But I love the intro. Thank you, bro.
No man, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your time as well. Where do we start, Kings? Because just you seem like just off the bat, very colourful character, but also very humble as well. And so I thought obviously your music and the sound, your melodic sounds, and also the eclectic sounds of your music, bro. Where did that all come from? Was it something that you just kind of fused together, or was that something that you just knew that you just kind of incorporated all these different sounds in your music?
Yeah, man. Man, I should probably start by. So music, I guess we'll start at the very start. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. Bro, music was like a escape form. So I used to actually set up drum kits using pots and pans and just make drums and just play like things. And I also used to record my own radio station using those old tape. Do you remember those tape? The tape voice things that no kid knows what we're talking about. But yeah, and I'd record like radio stations. So like, yo, next up is Kingdon, and then so it was like an escape from my reality, which was just school. Yeah, school and home.
Man.
So then moving on into, I guess now, I always had a knack for it. I always knew I was going to do something to do with rhythm and music, and I guess it was meant to happen the way it did. And the eclecticness you're talking about was having my ear on so many different things. My mum would listen to reggae. My brother was listening to hip hop. My sister was listening to what's on radio. So it was like, yeah, I was always listening to stuff, and it just became who I was, I guess.
Man. Because it's interesting. The longest running number one single, 2016, with Don't Worry About It. Man, when they popped, it really popped, bro. It came out, and I had no idea. I listened on the radio. Like, man, who's this cat?
Yo.
Who's this? Oh, it must be some sort of American guy. Who is it?
Yeah.
And then I saw the video clip. I was like, what the heck? I said, who is this? And so tell us, because I read the article. You said that you filmed it in Fiji, just came back, and you edited it on the plane.
Yeah, man, all done on a phone. It was like the first person who'd kind of done something like that at the time. Now it's so common, like TikTok and everything. It's like it's so common to do that. But back then, 2016, that was like a no-no. Like you can't have a music video that you shot on like selfie mode. And actually, when I was signed to Warner, they wanted me to change the music video. They're like, "This isn't gonna fly. This is too." They didn't say hoary, but that's what they were trying to say. You know, this ain't gonna fly. Like, and they actually wanted me to dress up in the suit and like walk up Queen Street with chicks on my left and right. It was like horrible treatment, horrible video treatment. And I just said, nah, man, this is the video. This is the song. Don't worry about it is like the point. Like, don't worry about it. This is cool. This is what this is. And thank God I stuck to my guns because the song did what it did. So.
Yeah, man, it blew up, man. Wow.
That's really interesting, hearing about the conversations with Warner and having to kind of stand your ground.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've had to kind of learn the hard way in terms of like figuring out what you won't say, what you won't sort of back down from versus what you will?
Yeah, bro, fully. Like, I think when anyone's thrust into that space, like, we have to keep in mind, Don't Worry About It was my first single as Kings. Like, it wasn't like you have artists that build their way up. They like do a couple shows to 20 people and like build. It was like I was no one, and then my first song was that guy. So I didn't no one gave me like a training lesson. Like, this is how you be famous, or this is how you, not even famous, like, this is how you communicate with people effectively. This is how you like demand fees. Like, all of these conversations I never had, and I got thrust into that. So to answer your question, I learned by falling over 3,000 times. Yeah.
Jeez. Did you envision this was going to blow up like that, or?
Nah, bro. Nah, never. I thought it was just gonna be like I knew I liked it, but you never know. Like, you just hope. And yeah, I was lucky, man. Oh, luck. It was luck. I'll say luck too, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I knew I was. There's luck involved.
For me, bro.
Man, that's so cool. Like, just wondering, like, was that the genre of music that you chose to come out with, or seeing that, you know, because a lot of people who first would have listened to would have thought straight away, oh man, this guy's from the US. Like,
yeah, I got that a lot.
Yeah.
The accent as well. I use I'm being told I have like a American twang in my rapping, and I don't think I purposefully did that. That kind of just came out that way, and then it didn't self-correct. Kind of what I was saying, it was my first single. I was that guy. I was like, boom. I didn't have people saying like, you kind of sound a bit whack, or you sound a bit American. You don't sound New Zealand. And it was kind of too late. Like, it already took hold. And then I kind of had this little argument back to them. Like, in New Zealand, we have a lot of reggae artists, and they use like, Ja, Rastafari. And I'm like, you want that either, huh? Hey, I might not be American, but you ain't smoking in Jamaica. You know, so it was like that, like a little, like, I look at it like we should be able to express the way we express, and people tend to resonate. So I'm lucky in that regard. Yeah.
Nice.
That's interesting because, I mean, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense in terms of like, look at all of our influences. Like, everything we had growing up all sort of came from America. So it only makes sense that some of that rubs off on us, even if it's subconsciously.
Yeah, bro.
So no, that's cool. Interesting.
Yeah, we had you know, I think Puck was one of my brother's biggest inspirations. So we had Puck blasting at home all the time, and we'd always just try to rap along. Eminem was kind of in there a bit. Bone Thugs for sure. So it was kind of always there, and it didn't sound like us. But then we banged Shea Fu as well. Shea Fu was like top in our house as well. So I got to hear rap as a Maori or New Zealander would rap, but was listening to Tupac and that as well. So it kind of was a mishmash of hip hop.
Man. Because originally when it came out, when it blew up, and it's, oh man, who's this guy? And saw Kings, and oh man, I wonder where he must be. So it must be some South Auckland guy. It must be.
He's from the shore.
Yeah, but he's from the shore. From the shore. What? From the shore?
Oh man, I hate that. Bro, oh man, every time.
But it's crazy. It's quite unique because people automatically think, oh, that must be from somewhere in Central or Petonia or Wellington, whatever, or South Auckland. But when I saw it was the shores, of man, what's happening? Something's happening out there, man.
Yeah, it's funny. It is me and did you guys know Sir T? Tizzle? He was part of Move the Crowd with Young Sid, and so Tizzle's from Beach Haven. He's from the shore as well. There's a couple of rappers that are from there, but it is few compared to South who like has so much talent. So it was like, I remember that conversation. Like, oh, so whereabouts from South you? I'm like, I'm from the shore. Like, I'm from Albany. And they're like, oh, that ain't gangsta. But yes, they're like, I believe I still had the hood experience. You know, it just might not have been. Well, it was in my area. So Beach Haven, where I grew up, wasn't flourishing. Like, it still had the hood. We had Crips, Bloods, like gangsters. There was some KKK members that lived by us. It was like, I still experienced a lot of stress, I guess, growing up. But yeah, whenever I'm talking to my boys outside, they're like, you don't know this. Like, I'm like, I do. Meagering tastes the same out here. Leave me alone. Yeah. It's like I have to bring my like hood card out. Like,
That's a really interesting point though, because I think there's a lot of people that kind of you know, we tend to kind of glorify coming from the hood and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know why it is that people do that, but I think it's cool to have people come from different areas. And like, there's struggle everywhere. Like, you don't have to be from South Auckland to experience the struggles. Like,
Yeah.
Everyone has different struggles, even within South Auckland. So just really interesting to hear that. I was curious about hearing your perspective on that. So that's cool, bro.
Yeah, and it is like, yeah, you're right. The struggles are the same. Like universally, they're the same. Like it's. I guess the area that I had just had more Asians and white people in it, and then the area you had more people that look like us. So it was just like that was the separation. But at heart, like my mom's Samoan, dad's Maori, like that's innate in the blood. Like I can go to Australia and still have that there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You never run away from it.
It's cool, bro.
So what was it like in terms of like navigating that Maori Samoan, like different identities, but also just in your neighborhood is like quite different because you're exposed to quite a lot of different, ethnicities and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So my mom was adopted. So my mom's adopted into a white family, and my dad's Maori, but he left when they'd split when I was quite young, and that distance created a bit of a distance in my Maori side. Kind of started to reject it a little bit and grew to love it more recently in the last maybe 8 years, connecting with my dad and reconnecting with that. He actually did this tattoo. That's why it's so stinky. No. Love me, Dad. Sorry, Dad. It was like a second tattoo because, anyway, it's love because my dad did it. So that disconnect of my mom not having, she was adopted, so she's got Pākehā family, and then my dad not being around, there was a lot of confusion. Like, who am I? What am I doing? Like, I can rap. I'm bigger than most of my friends. I can tackle people. I've got a desire to fight. Like I'm good at fighting. I would drive past Oliver. Oh, well. There's the MMA place over there. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go there after. So, like, I love it, And that I noticed that when I kicked it with my friends, and they're like, let's go for a skate, and I'm like, oh, skating's cool, but let's fight or play rugby or like let's. Then I ended up learning how to skate, and I'm this big Maori Islander dude trying to kick flips, and it looks weird, but so that was like a reality that I had to face. Like, who am I? What am I going through? Had no real guidance on mum or dad, and so it was difficult to answer the question. It was a bit difficult, yeah.
Because what kind of emotions, like in terms of emotions, or what was going through your head in terms of you growing up, and especially when you feel like you, in terms of identity and cultural.
Yeah, I think just fitting in. It was hard to fit in. As I was saying, my interests were just different to other kids. Lifestyle was very the same as my boys out here, out south. Like, had not much money growing up. My mum was working 2 jobs, solo mum type thing. So, similar to my boys out here, but without the guidance or support of anyone that looked like me over there. Yeah.
Was there people in your journey that were able to be signposts for you to sort of navigate through some of the struggles you went through? Because I know we're just sort of quick fire answers in terms of like your journey, but like that's a tough struggle. Like some people don't come out the right path. They'll end up, we know where the other path takes you. And,
yeah, man. I got cousins and brothers and that side of things. Yeah, it was never far from me, so I understood. I felt like I was a lot more street smart than a lot of people that I grew up with. Anyway, paranoid, I think they call it. A lot more like, what car's that? And knowing that, like the LPG sticker of like the old police Holdens, like I knew all the tricks. I was like, how do I know this? Yeah, this is in my blood. The cops are close. Yeah. You can feel it. Yeah. So, sorry, but that was a tangent. So yeah, with the identity, I guess I ended up kind of being inauthentic, bro, throughout the whole thing. Like I was inauthentic for a lot of my adolescent to college thing. I was in anger management from primary counseling. And so, I was always like quite inauthentic. Like I would, I'd try to shun away from my dad and being Maori. So whenever they're like, oh, you're Maori, I'd be like, nah, you're Samoan. Oh, yeah, because at least that wasn't my dad. So I'll take that. And having to, find a signpost, find a guidance. And that came through going down the wrong track for a little bit, did some weed, sold some stuff, did some things, drove in some cars, beat up some people. I wouldn't say better some people. I watch people get beaten up. And then I'd be like, help me. Someone help me. Yeah. But I'd, again, experience it. And the signpost, you know, the guidance came from my older brother, who is, let's just say he's in that life. So, and of course he is. He's my older brother. So I'm gonna look at him for guidance. He's gonna be providing for the first time I've seen a man provide, and he's providing in massive amounts, and no one asks questions about where this providing is coming from, but it's good. Everyone's happy. Mum's good. We're good. And so then, of course, naturally, I'm going to be like, well, I want to do that. I want to provide. I want to be the man as well. And you know, if we look at it for what it honestly is, my brother was too young to be the man of the house. Like, he should never have been the man of the house, and he's trying to lead. And he's done a great job, and I love him very much. But you know, he was put in a position the same way I was. Like he's just got to find the fucking goalpost, and I've got to find it. So we're both like, should we go this way? And yeah, it's a hard journey. I am glad I'm out on the other end, and it's been good. It's been good lately. Yeah,
Shout also.
yeah.
And so music was your actual escape.
Escape, 100%, bro.
Man,
Yeah,
shout out to you also, man. That's the reality for some of our people, man.
Yeah, man.
They get thrusted into positions that they shouldn't have carried those burdens in, and that's why we have generational trauma, because it gets passed down, and really fortunate and blessed that, man, you were able. Your brother you probably influenced you not to go down there.
100%. Yeah, always like that. That's the thing. It's like he instinctively knew. Like even he knew. He's like, oh man, I've just got put in these shoes. Like, don't do what I'm doing. I'm doing this so you don't have to do this. He actually got my first laptop for music, and like he was that dude, man. He still was that dude. But you know, not having the tools to appreciate that at the beginning, it was hard. Like I used to think he's being a bully to some degree. I'm like, man, he's tough on me and blah blah blah. But as I grow and I realize he's just thrust in the position same as me, he's dealing his cards the best way he knows how. You can't hate that. And if anything, I'm so grateful that he even did it the way he did it. Gave me an opportunity.
It's cool, man.
Man, that's mean.
Deep.
No,
That's
it's deep,
deep.
man.
Nah,
That's deep,
shout
bro.
out to
That's
Faith.
deep.
Well, I just want to go back because, man, you're lucky you had mango ring. We started from yum yums, man. Mango ring was luxury.
There. Exposed again. Exposed again.
You guys have Wagyu, right? You guys have that Wagyu, isn't it?
Maggie. We're Maggie. So I'll say, yo, what's going on?
I hate this Wagyu and lobster. Get it on.
Oh, bro.
Like in situations like that, how do you avoid resentment? Because there's some people, like, I know if I was in that situation, like sometimes you just can't help but be like, because things are tough, you gotta place your anger somewhere or frustration. So I'm like curious about how you battle resentment, and how do you think your brother, as the provider who had to step up, how do you think he battled resentment?
Gosh, that's a big question. I'll start with for me. So I've got a daughter. I'm a solo father. Been a solo father since she was 2 years old, 3 years old. So I've been the sole carer. She's now 13. So, and I think that gave me an anchor to grow up and to have to let go of resentment, because I would notice things, bro. Like I'd be frustrated at her for like not that she didn't do well in school, just not doing what I expected her to do. Like she needs to do great. And so when she didn't, I'd be like, oh, and have that yucky thing of like, bro, she's a kid, shut the fuck up. Like, let her be a kid. And I'm like, oh, come on, you got to try harder. And I didn't realize until she was able to tell me, my daughter literally telling me like, you're too hard on me. And I'm like, oh shit, that hurts. I'm like, damn, she's not even that old and she can recognize that. So for me, that is the anchor to me having to fix my shit. Like I need to sort this out for her. If it's me, whatever. But for her, I'm like, I got to work on it. So that for me was that journey of trying to get over resentment, get over my shit with my dad, get over everything. For my brother, I can't say, I don't know if he has. Like, he might still be very deep in that. We don't talk about that stuff. Whenever we start to talk about that stuff, it gets funny. We start joking because it's painful, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, remember that time when dad left? Ha, yeah, fucking play gay. Like, you know, like just change the subject. And so we haven't had that conversation, but I think we will one day. It's there.
Yeah,
it's in the horizon. I can feel it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But how about mom? Because we talked about that briefly, but how did mom kind of deal with all of this? Obviously, mom raised up in Pākehā family, but having Samoan roots and then all that kind of stuff. I can imagine mom having all this other, her own trauma and all that kind of stuff.
Very tough for her.
And so,
she's a strong
tell us
woman.
about how
Strong
mom?
woman. Love you, mom. Wherever you are. Love you, mom. She's a very strong woman. She was the main provider of our home. She had to do everything. So, you know, sadly, she was not able to be as feminine as probably she'd like to and dress up and go out because she's got to be the man as well and like hit us and get us to fucking get up. So she had to exercise masculinity a lot to overcompensate, you know? And I look at her and I'm like, she's such a strong woman and she's beautiful. Like, she's actually beautiful. We talked at Christmas for the first time ever and I like looked at her. Like, look, like, holy fuck, you're pretty, mom. Like, like I can see you. She stood up. I'm like, man, you're tall too. Holy shit. Like, I can see you for the first time. You were a super human that you were just mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't see them. You just see this person who tells you to do stuff. And like for the first time ever, I'm looking at her and I'm like, man, you're beautiful. Thank you. And she is that. She's a beautiful woman and I'm very lucky.
Props to your mom, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
just trying to process that for a bit.
Yeah.
And all of us got moms and
Yeah.
nah, that's cool. Just wanted to just sit there for a bit
Yeah.
before the tears come out.
Yeah.
Bro, oh man, I've traversed a lot, man. A lot of tears. I had to for my daughter, and just I have this vision of being kind of what you guys are. Like I want to bring our men up. It sucks otherwise. It sucks not having teammates. Like, it sucks. I've been the independent dude. Like, probably that's why I'm independent, because I'm like, I don't need anyone because my dad wasn't there. Now as I heal that, I'm like, fuck, I love you guys. I love that. I love the people around me. Yeah, I can see things. Oh, what's that? We got an airplane? Remix that.
That's Southside for you.
The plane is the chopper.
Yeah, that's just my dad from Albany. Yeah, he's bringing my Wagyu.
He's gonna pick me up.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Sorry, it was, in terms of the whole resentment and the healing of that, was there someone that helped you navigate how to heal, or did you go see therapy? Or okay,
Yeah. So, I was. Have you guys heard of a course called Landmark?
Yes, Forum. Yep.
Yeah. So I did the teen course. I did that at 16, and then I did two other courses: the advanced course and the love course. And this course essentially helps you dive into those places where you try to block and tackle them, like head on. So they'll give you a list. Like, one exercise is me and you'll be. There's anything with a cup? Yeah, like a handle, like two different things. Oh, yeah, perfect. So me and you are sitting opposite each other, and if you can see that, you've got a sign. I don't have a sign on my side. So they place the cup in the middle, and then you have to argue what you see. And I say, bro, I just see black. And you say, nah, I got a pink sign there. I'm like, nah, there's no fucking pink sign there. It's black. And you get heated and you argue, and then it just goes. So we see each other's perspective. And that's the idea, is like, through exercises, teaches you to understand people and the way that it's not that you were wrong or that I was wrong. It's just need to have a look.
Yeah,
Look on your side. Look on my side.
It's cool, man.
So things like that. The desire to be good for my daughter. And I think when my dad came back into my life, when he came back, oh, sorry, my dad's back. sorry. Dad, I'm busy. Please. I think it was for their wedding. Yeah, that wedding.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry. And reconnected with my dad. So I reconnected with my dad at 15. And of course, like now I've got a goalpost. Now I've got a man who's there, and you know, it might not be the greatest, but he's my guy. He's the guy. So I think all with my daughter, with these courses, with getting a male role model back, it all like became the teacher. It all became the teacher to help me heal. Yeah.
Man.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Or was it?
No, it's hard as shit. Bro, it's so hard, man. Oh, I say this like I think I say this confidently because I've done the work.
Yeah.
I've cried the tears. Like my daughter's 13, so man, it's being a solo dad alone is hard. Then trying to run a company, being successful, it's tough. That's why when I first came in here, I said, this is tough. People don't understand these little things we're doing. No one gets it. So many people just don't get it. They'll see you and just be, oh, sure, bro. Oh, you're doing podcast mean, bro. Yeah. It's like, shut up. Shut up.
100%.
You don't know. Just shut up.
Everyone sees the end product. They
see
see the process.
Gee, 100. Oh, what's that? The iceberg.
Yeah.
They see the tip of the iceberg. Oh, cool. You're the man. It's like, yeah, oh, thank you, but fuck, it's hard, man. Some days I don't even want to get up. Like, yeah, man. Yeah.
Because how do you do it? How do you combat all those thoughts? You know, I can imagine those negative thoughts here and there, and like you said, you don't want to get up in the morning sometimes. But how do you combat that? Because you've gone through a lot in your life, and so what are some of the ways in terms of you kind of blocking out those barriers or those negative thoughts?
That's a good question. I don't even know. I want to say my daughter, but if I dig deeper than that, it's probably. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah. It was this fucking hell. This is sad, but it was a desire to win my dad back. You know, it was a desire to fucking get him back. So I'm gonna be the best at everything. Nothing's even gonna get him away. You ain't gonna be me. No one's gonna be me. I'm gonna do that. That sucks. That was sad, but that's the truth. Yeah. So up until literally last year, I've got rid of that thing. And it's a beautiful thing because now I'm choosing to be amazing. I'm not forced to be amazing by my fear of losing my dad, you know? Yeah. There you go.
Jeez, man, that's deep, bro. Thank you for your honesty, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I had to find it because I think me saying it's my daughter all the time is like cute and safe.
Yeah, safe.
But we're here, so this place is for the man.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
And there's a you released a music video called "Believe," which was about you and your daughter, which was amazing. Beautiful footage on the music video as well. But you kind of talked about your mum having to exercise masculinity to kind of make up because your dad wasn't there. And I imagine as a solo dad trying to provide like kind of, I guess, forces you to embrace aspects of feminine. Yeah, the feminine side to help balance that for your daughter.
Yeah. Yes, bro. You know how hard it is for me to be nice sometimes? Bro, my hustle, like it's innate within men, I believe. Like we have a desire to do better, like in us somewhere. Like we just want to do better. And so, like I was saying, my daughter at school, you know, I'm like, you can do better. You can do better. You can do better. And that's the masculine in me. But the feminine, all she wants is a hug. All she wants is her dad to be like, Dad, am I doing okay? But I'm too fucking cool to be doing that. I'm like, nah, come on. You need to be stronger than that, mother. So yeah, to be honest, that was a huge struggle to learn to pump the brakes on the tough stuff and to like hug her. You know, no, I'm not gonna say that. I fucking hug her and kiss her all the time. It's like, to be present with her, like actually be present, not just oh yeah, cool, I'm gonna do my thing. Oh yeah, cool. Like actually sit, take some time, turn the work off, and yeah, that was a struggle, massive struggle.
This mean. Nah, I just resonate with that. I probably talk about my daughter a lot on here, and she's like 18 now.
Oh, yo.
And the transition from
What am I about to be afraid of? Tell me. My daughter's 13. I'm already
you said she's 13.
yeah. I'm already scared.
They say high school is just like man.
It's the
that's-
first year this year. Yeah.
that's like you'll notice a lot of changes emotionally and so what I sort of missed was that whole nurturing side and like you familiar with love languages?
Yeah. Yeah.
5 love.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I don't know them, but
Yeah.
I've heard the book.
So my daughter's like a word of affirmation, but my whole me was like I thought it might boost her ego if I kept on saying, "Hey, you're awesome." So I never gave her that. Like,
Yeah.
and I was always like, "Man, you need to be better. Like, we're from here, and you gotta. There's a life outside there in your future." And I was really hard on her, and almost like, yeah, our relationship was like I was pushing her away.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate that I got my wife there that does all the nurturing side, but like only now in the last 2 years that I've been really like what you said, just looking at the other side, looking at the other perspective, and really sit down with her and like understand her, because she's done a lot of the stuff to me where like, Dad, you're not listening to me. You don't understand. But my upbringing is like, no, you listen.
Yeah. I'm the oldest.
You don't tell me what to do. And so always had these clashes. But like now that she's away studying in another city, I've had to like, man, the times I do have with her is like I sit with her and I just embrace it.
Yeah,
and we're going through our healing, but yeah, the daughter's 13 and the work that you've been putting in, man, you're gonna be awesome, bro.
Thank you, man. That means a lot, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I went on that message.
No, that's cool, bro. That's cool.
Gangster.
That's cool, man. This
Bro, and it's cool to know that I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
Like, when you just said it, I'm like, fuck, because I'm not gonna reach out to my boys and tell, like, a lot of my well, not a lot, a couple of my boys that don't have kids, I actually go out with them to not talk about my kids. Like, we go out and watch a game, watch UFC, and like kick it. Like we ain't doing the family thing. But I've also got friends who I do talk about my family stuff, and those talks always deep. So it's either, for me, it can never be like a casual, like how we're talking now. It's always got to be like, yo, like, and get serious, or it's gonna be like fun. So I love that it's like getting normalized to just talk about it like we're chilling, like, because we should be able to talk about, like, yeah, I had a hard day today. Why am I? Oh, my daughter. Cool. Oh, all good, bro. Should we go get a beer? And that's how it should be, but it still has that stigma of like, oh, he's gonna get deep. Oh, bro's going in. I'm gonna take off. This is too much, or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that you mentioned that, Kings, because you're right. Because there are times when, as men, and you're absolutely right in terms of, oh man, how's your day? Oh, I had a bad day. Like, oh, it's time to gap it now. Get out of here.
Not comfy in it. I think it's because we don't want to deal with ours. I think that's deep down what it is. It's not, I don't want to deal with yours. It's like, oh, if we talk about yours, I probably gotta talk about me and fuck that. I ain't think I ain't telling no one.
But in terms of your daughter now, obviously you're raising your daughter by yourself. Is there any co-parenting, or was
I always have to clear this up because it's unfair for me to say solo parent completely. Like my dad, when he reconnected with me, has been amazing. Him and his partner, my stepmom, incredible. My mom's been incredible. I've had partners throughout, probably too many, but I've had girls along the way. Fuck it. Not even like I can't. More like I can't figure out relationships. Not skunks though. Oh, bro, I'm gonna tell her. Should I tell her? I'm gonna tell her. Nah,
tell us.
Up to you, but tell us.
Yo, so, oh man, this is fuck. Okay. Shit. I was fooling around with some girl. Anyway, I forget my daughter's at home, so I'm downstairs. My daughter's upstairs. Fooling around with this girl. She stays over. In the morning, my daughter comes to wake me up, so she jumps on the bed, and I just didn't know she was home. So I'm asleep with this random chick, and just hear the door open, and this chick, my daughter just jumps on this person, just like, "Are you my new mom?" Gee. I never seen anyone get dressed that quick in my life. She was like, "See ya." She went out naked. No, I'm kidding. No. Bro, that was one of the many experiences I had, and trying to find love and understand how to do it properly. So yeah. But okay, back to the. I don't know why I said that. Cut that out. Hey, finish that.
Cut it out, but just leave it on.
That's gonna be our snippet.
Nah. What he's trying to say is come back.
Yeah. Wherever you are, I miss you. Love you. Sorry, no. Oh yeah. So yes, I've had partners, and they've been awesome too in helping raise my daughter. Like, and I think that's hard as well. I think it's hard for anyone to jump onto the co-parent buzz. Like, is everyone in here got family? Everyone got kids? And yeah. So imagine having just your kid, and then the missus, and then just inviting someone in to fill that spot. Like, it's a big ask. And some people don't want to do that. Like, some people enjoy me, but they might not enjoy my daughter, and that's hard for me too. Like, I'm a combo deal, but I understand why you didn't sign up for that either. Like, when we met, you just kicked it with me. We're just chilling, and then it's like I got a door, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I want that. And it doesn't make them wrong for that. It's just hard for me because I really liked you, but so it was a lot of juggling. That girl story was just one of the juggles. Yeah.
Struggle of the juggle.
Yeah, the struggle. Just the juggle struggle.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, just cut that out when.
But how about now? Like, 'cause obviously you're working on a new album at the moment.
Yo, yeah. So this album's called Dad's Son. So this album is actually everything we're talking about. Like, I'll show you the artwork. I'll send you guys the artwork as well. You can have a look. But it's a young boy looking at a throne, but he's sitting off it, looking at it. So he hasn't sat on it yet, and that's the concept. It's like it's taken me this long to even accept that I can put that crown on. So this one is almost like a gimmick crown to the one I actually need to get. And I think this kind of represents a crown that we all put on when we don't have a father figure. We all put on this fake crown that is tough and can beat you up if you look at us funny. And but when I take that off and I look at the throne and what it means to be a king, it's not all that stuff. It's actually love. It's kind of what you guys are doing and bringing people up together as opposed to just myself. So that's what the album is. The album's from start to finish. When I had my daughter, reconnected with my father, loving him, loving my mom, and everything in between. The journey.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
My man.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh man.
Let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's good.
Well, after we put up the story about, are you gonna be my mom?
Is it,
I knew I should have said that. Bro, it'll be a phone call to the girl. Hey, I heard that podcast. What's that about me? Nah, babe. No.
but how about now, Gigs? Are you in a relationship right now in terms of? Nice.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, bro, I'm just digging so many holes there. I'm gonna be single, no kid. Not in this podcast. No kid, no career. Yeah. So I've been seeing someone that I really love, and for the first time, really love. Like, we have a lot of fun together, and what we're struggling with, I think, and I don't think she'll mind me saying this. We met during COVID, during the pandemic. And so we were both kind of lost. Like, we were both like looking for companionship in a time where I guess things were crap. And we realized soon after the pandemic finished that I was Kings. I forgot I was Kings. Like, I'm performing all the time. I'm like busy. But before that, I'm chilling because I got no gigs, so we're chilling. And as my real life started to come back in, our challenge was that I got comfortable in playing PlayStation and kicking it with my girl when I'm really like this independent artist who goes and gets it. So as I changed back, she felt like I was changing who I was, but I changed. I met her changed. If that kind of, you kind of know what I'm saying? I met her being the chill version of me. And then as life happening, and she saw like, man, this guy never stops. He's like up every day. He's doing all these things, and it became threatening, I think, to her. Yeah. So we're working through that at the moment. She won't take offense to that. It's not offensive.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, it's cool that you guys are working for it because it's not easy. Like you said, you guys met during the time where
Everything's off.
Everything's off, and so it's cool, man. That she's
awesome, bro. She's so cool. She can speak more Samoan than I can. Her son's from he goes to St. Paul's. Cool kid, man. Reminds me a lot of me, and people even say it looks like me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not. But I would love to, be his dad and to help him out, and we play games together, and it's cool. Bro. I think for me, even I have the capacity to be that guy now. Like I don't even think I could have been that guy for anybody before the healing. How the fuck can you show up for people? I can't even. If you can't show up for yourself, I don't know how I intended to show up for people. Again, just fake, inauthentically showing up for people. Yeah.
Bro, that's deep, man. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. In terms of the threat, are you talking about in terms of like threatening because of your workload, or can it be quite taxing, or was it just?
Yeah, I think when I say threat, like it was kind of like I sold her a thing that I wasn't. Like I sold her this idea that we can kick it forever, because we kicked it for like a year. Like we chilled, played card game, like literally chilled. It was like the most of a break I've had. COVID to me was almost like a blessing because I would have never stopped otherwise. So it was like a way for me to stop, heal, focus. So blessing in disguise. I know a lot of people were affected horribly with it, so I don't want to say yay, but I had an experience that I grew out of in a way better way. So yeah, with her, in terms of the threatening stuff, I think it was just as soon as gigs started coming on, she started seeing girls give me attention and like Instagram, and like my life started coming back. Like just happened. I'm going to gigs, I'm getting some cash now, and money's popping up again. And she's like, "Oh damn, like, whoa, this is what it's like to be with you." Actually, I'm like, yeah, like I'm busy, like at work, and I think for anyone that's just like, "Oh shit, I didn't know." I thought we were just gonna kick it like this forever, and and I'm like, nah, someone's gonna pay the bills. Yeah, someone's gonna do the money.
Cool.
I guess the cool thing is that, like, when you met her, she didn't come for you because of the famous. Yeah. She came for you.
She got to meet me, man, and I got to be me. Yeah, it was really cool, and that's why I love her so much, and that's why we're determined to work it out. Yeah,
and now you got a goal, like, man, this is when we were happy and chilling. I have to work to get to that.
Bro.
So
Yes.
it's cool.
Yes.
Imagine, like, tell her that, man, if we get to keep on doing this, we can be like chill like this in the Bahamas.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. For sure.
It's always such a tricky thing, though. Sometimes navigating like relationships, just in general,
life
are so sticky, and like sometimes you never know what a person's gone through. Sometimes you're like, you don't understand why they do certain things, and then you realize there's some trauma to unpack or things that have happened there. So, man, I just wish you well on that journey of unpacking and navigating that space, because, man.
It's I mean, I don't know how we were supposed to do it before this. Like, I don't know how my dad was supposed to, without platforms like this, without books like we had. Well, they've always had those books, but, without this okayness about it. We're okay to talk about it now. And even my older brother, he's got still that hard, like, gangster thing. Like, he, like, what else did they have at the time? I can't imagine that there were many tools for them to grasp. So yeah, I'm grateful that we have these platforms now, and I want to be, like you guys, one of the ones to charge on and help. Yeah.
And like Jay was saying, because, man, I think Pete's been with Caroline for 20 years.
Eesh.
Oh, 22. It'll be 20 next year. Yeah.
Hey, long haul. Congrats.
And
bro.
Man, it's not an easy thing, eh? Relationships.
Bro.
How many times has your daughter jumped on your bed?
Oh, shut yeah.
But my point is, like, I guess as an encouragement, like for all our men, and yeah, man, the person you've met, they're the one you're always gonna have your roller coasters. And if you stick at it and you're willing to, man, I just love it. I'm gonna always go back to it, like if you're willing to see the other perspective and like walk through the fire together, man, it's gonna be.
Bro, do you? This is a question. Like, do you feel like a woman can make or break a man?
Ooh, my personal experience, for sure, man. The women have this power, this amazing power to break a man. Like because there's so much, especially in terms of our culture, with the Maori Pacifica. You know, we put our women in high esteem and in quite respect. You know, in quite high respect. But it is. I think it's across the board. You know, men can just.
Oh, bro, yeah, fully. I think the reason I asked was because I had this fear, like, of finding the right partner before I met my partner now. Like that whole thing of trying to find the right one and like thinking I even knew what the right one was. You know what I mean? And that's why I was asking. I was just curious to see what you guys, if you've ever brought that into your picking when you were finding a partner. Did you consciously pick a partner or did you fall in love? Like, do you know what I mean? I think this time we're choosing to do that as opposed to but the other times, that was what I wanted. I just want to know.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool. Made me
Good
think.
question.
yeah,
Because I think my wife picked me.
yeah, yeah.
One of one.
What was?
That's a really interesting point
a
away.
It is. It is.
Well, because I feel like we never. Same with girls. I don't think they pick them. I don't ever think you're picking your partner based on anything other than what's happening. Like you're never looking at them. Or maybe women have the ability of seeing the future with a guy. I don't know. But for me, I never went into a relationship sussing anyone out. I was just kicking it, and then the vibe felt right, and then we again with this relationship, I'm like looking like, do we have a future? Like, do we gel? Like, what, and like looking on purpose. I'm not trying to fall in love now. Now I'm trying to create love, like with you together instead of
It's good, man. This is deep, man.
That must make it harder though, to some degree. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because now you have boundaries. This is the first time now you got boundaries. So now it's like, hey, you can't do this thing, and all the way up until this point, I've let you do that thing because, like you said, it's polite or it's the right thing for a man to do, and it's like, wow, I'm king, then I'm king. So this is what I'm saying. You know, you play ball and no, this is the boundary, and she says yes, like cool. And then for her, what's her boundary? We're working it together. It's not just like falling in love. It's like serious mahi.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Because I want to be with you for the rest of my life. You know, we're gonna invest.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. It is. And like Charles was saying, it takes a lot of work. And you know, man, it takes work. It's work, man.
I can't get past the 3 year hump. 20 would be a beautiful thing. Every time I get to 3 years, I don't know, bro. Hangi pants comes out now. I'm not sure what happens to me, cuz.
Must be the Samoan blood in you, I think.
Oh, man.
Get us in trouble, man.
Kings, man. Like I said, no girlfriend, daughter's gone, 3 years over. Thanks, guys.
Oh, we should ask Brad because he's got 8 kids. Brad's
Yeah.
Gee, you kept that real quiet. 8 kids.
8 kids, man.
2 sets of twins.
Damn.
Well, 6 and 2 are coming, but
Yeah, man.
How old's the oldest?
10 this year. 10.
Jeez. And so actually all quite close together. Oh man.
Well, we'll get you on the cameras on the next episode.
Gee, that's a TikTok right there. Eight kids.
That's a masterclass.
That's a master, bro. How to cook for 8 kids. Sheesh.
Inherited our dad's master seed.
Yo. Damn, man.
That's
Congrats.
crazy, man.
That sounds, I'm tired for you. I'm tired hearing that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from here, but one of the things I've got down here is you recently helped raise with like an amazing cast. You helped raise $700,000 for victims of Cyclone Gabriel. What was how did that all come together, and what's that been like for you? Because that's no small feat. That's more.
That was just cool, man. I can't take any, like, that was a collective thing. Stoked to be a part of it. It was real cool. It was like 2 weeks or like a month they had to turn it around. It was like real quick turnaround. So they're just emailing everyone like, yo, you keen? I was like, yeah, whatever it takes, I'm keen. And it was, I think that's just what we do as New Zealand. I feel like with Christchurch, anytime kind of big shit happens here, we tend to do that. Like we tend to care enough to do something. So it was just dope to be a part of. Said yes straight away and did it.
Jeez.
Easy mahi.
Man, it was so interesting, Kings. You are off. No, we just kind of met you just tonight.
Yo.
But bro, just your demeanor, man. You are 100% cool cat, man. In terms of your Samoan culture and tangata whenua, and obviously you said early on that within the last 8 years you're kind of getting to understand or know your tangata whenua or your Maori culture. So what has been the new learnings, or what has been some of the things that's been significant in terms of understanding your Maori culture
cool.
now?
That's a really cool question. Man, I think it gave me a place to put my natural frustration or natural anger. Like before knowing that, like I knew that we were a warrior race, so I knew that Islanders were like we're great at fucking every sport, like every sport in New Zealand, Maori Pacific. That's what it is, and I knew that. But then finding out that, Tuhoi, the tribe, was like, I'm from Tuhoi, by the way. So that tribe was renowned for fighting, and they had like a fighting spirit. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like that, and things started clicking in their own little way for me like that. Like things that I was already doing, I now have a story behind them. So I'm like, that's why, that's what that is. Oh, because the chief of this was like this independence as well. Tuhoi is a very independent state. They want to be independent of the crown, so I'm independent. You know what I'm saying? It's like you start to put the pieces together. Like, oh, I'm not just like a random dude. Like I'm part of a bloodline. Like this is almost destiny written in the stars.
Jeez, man, that's cool, man. And so, in terms of learning te reo and all that,
So that's difficult. That's hard. Any language is hard. Like, oh, bro, it's and that's the other thing. Like, you can't fake that stuff. You have to commit. I did try to commit, and I realized it was a lot more than I could offer at the time. And that was hard for me too, because it was like realizing this is going to take work. It's not just like, oh, I'm Maori now, I'm Samoan now, I can speak, cool. It's like, nah, you got to put in work. You got to show up the same way I showed up for my career, with the same intensity, and I need to do that. So it's almost, I don't want to disrespect it by doing a class every week. I'd rather be like, yo, lock me in a room,
Full immersion.
and don't let me out until I can speak. Yeah.
it's cool, bro.
And speaking of of your roots and Te Ao Māori, I heard that your grandfather helped build Awataha Marae,
Yeah, man.
and that your dad helps manage it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where my studio is now. Yeah, Awataha. Yeah, it's still there now. My studio's there. It's funny because it's been there forever, and only recently, like, I knew what that meant. Like, how do you say that? We're in a building right now. That's what I was like. I'm in a building. And it wasn't until recently I was like, nah, this ain't a building. This is fucking like, this is a soul. This is papa. This is your family. And so I tend to be a lot more grateful these days. When before I was like, oh, this cold in this room. Like, I need a heater. I need some air. Like, man, like treating it like caca, like not treating it with what it deserved.
But that's part of the journey, though, I suppose,
Yeah,
for everyone. Yeah, we grow up and we take things for granted, and
That's the word. That's what I was looking for.
We like
Take it for
we
granted.
can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ah, good on you, bro.
I think it's self-awareness, man, is that. Like, I think it's important for everyone is to know what they're doing. You know what I mean? And to be okay with doing, like, I'm okay knowing that I was not disrespectful, but I know I was ungrateful in those times. And it's like, a part of me hated myself for that. And then I had to forgive myself and be like, it's like that whole, it's like a rigmarole. It starts with like realizing, trying to do the complete opposite and having the pendulum swing the wrong far way the other way. I'm never going to be like that. And then you kind of gracefully find the middle ground.
Jeez.
Man, and sorry, one more question. I was just curious about how do you back that, or like help instill that kind of gratitude and for life and everything in general in terms of with your daughter and being able to provide for her, because you're able to provide her a good life, but how do you provide them a good life and still instill that sense of like being grateful for the things you got?
Damn, that's the trick. That's the trick. I think that's literally the trick. How I don't think one man has answered that question. Not right. That's I don't know. I think every day I try my best.
That's good.
Yeah, that's all like I can do. There's days where I wake up and I'm so inspired to create, and I'll spend weeks in the studio. There's some days where I feel like shit, and I'll sleep for a week. And I still have to be a dad both times. Like I can't just not be a dad because I'm feeling shit. So it's I when I find out, I'll come back and tell you guys. And I might not be back for another 20 years. So I don't think even the wisest men probably don't know the answer to that. Yeah.
It's cool, bro.
Do you keep like a sort of barrier in terms of like separating work life from, family life, or you do try and sort of keep things open so that families are aware of the journey and the struggle in that, or do you kind of try and protect your daughter from some of those things?
I had this moment happen. So I used to share her quite often on my socials, like quite often. Her like cooking her dinner and stuff like that. And we were at the mall one time, and she went to get a tank, and someone approached her. I wasn't there. I was just on the food court. She was on the other side of the food court, so not too far away. But someone approached her and said, "I love your dad's music." And so she comes over with her tank. She's like, Dad, some guy said that he likes you. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to knock this cunt. Where the fuck is this guy? Don't talk to my daughter. Like, who are you? Like, so I had that whole thing in this rage of like, and then I realized like, I'm putting her out there for the world to see. This is my bad. Like I'm showing everyone, hey. So that day I actually stopped posting her. I don't post her very much now. Because of a wake up call to, it's not all games. Like there's fucking creeps out there, man. And she's fine, and like she's gonna be fine. But I had to just do my due diligence and take her off and just be like, So yeah, that was the moment for me where at the beginning everyone was welcome. Come on, yeah. And now I'm like very particular with like who's around her and stuff. Yeah,
That's cool,
bro.
had to fail first. Had to make the mistake.
Saw some learnings.
Yeah. And it's just going back to what you said about self-awareness.
Yeah, man.
It was
Tiring old self-awareness.
yeah.
Kind of over it sometimes. Just want to get real drunk and need your calendar just now.
But how much in terms of talking about self-awareness, Kings, how much of that is, especially in the music industry? Obviously you're independent, but what's it like in terms of, because we hear stories, like horror stories and people in the music industry to get, just get suckered and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How
Oh, you
much of
mean
that is, like
on the deals and
all that kind of stuff, even in just during the concerts, all that kind of stuff, and egos, all that kind of stuff. So
egos. Ooh, I don't. No, that's for me. Like, I haven't ever experienced massive egos. If anything, there's gatekeepers. There's gatekeepers in every field. We were kind of talking about it before with like different funding rounds. You can cut this up. But there's industries and they have their gatekeepers. And so I experienced that with radio for the first time. You guys might not even know this, but there's MediaWorks and NZME. Do you guys know that much? ZM, The Edge. I didn't even know that they were rival companies or different media companies. So when I'm pitching my song to ZM or whatever, I didn't know that I can now not go up to the Edge, or I'm not as favored. Like, I didn't know these rules. I had to find out by finding out, by going to them. And then they're like, oh, we just at the Edge. It's like, yeah, I gave them the song. They're like, did you give it to them first? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, we got to reschedule. Like whatever it is. It's like, damn.
Jeez.
But how are you going to know that unless you do it, But yeah, in terms of egos, I don't know. I'm in the hip hop, like, in the rap scene, everyone's nice, bro. Like I can't say this. Everyone's been nice to me. I've had a nice experience. I think in terms of the corporate side of things, that's where it's a bit more ego-y.
Yeah, cutthroat, man, cool.
Did you get any haters from your peers when you first shot into? Because your rise was like who's this guy?
Yeah,
Like,
it was. Yeah.
Did you get that? And
Yeah.
what was it like navigating through all of that? Like,
Hard, man.
did you like feel like you had to like,
Humble
or it
myself?
was like, nah, man, I belong here.
Yeah, it was, bro. I put on the most weight I'd put on. If you actually look at the photos of then, I think I put on, bro, 35 kgs. Like, it was stressful, man. I didn't know how to. Yeah, I'm this kid who's like in the marae, like just making beats, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Here's $5,000 for a performance." I'm like, $5,000. Bro, I've never seen $5,000 in my life. Oh, I've only seen it through my brother, and that was through what he was doing. So I'm getting it through this. Like, whoa. Opening for TLC. That was like one of my second gigs. I opened for TLC. Like I met who did I meet? Dua Lipa. Like all these crazy things are happening, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, holy shit. And I really thought I'd like made it. And then I started getting the other side of it, which is people having opinions and who is this clown? And I used to eat. Yeah. So I would celebrate by eating, and I'd also eat whenever I was sad. So it's like this ugly cycle of fucking eating and depression and fucking, yeah. I actually got this operation. I'm happy to say this now. I kept it a secret for years, but I got the, what's the one when you, gastric by sleeve, one of those. All those years ago, because of the weight I'd put on, I'd felt it was actually hindering me, like I was like hurting to stand up. And so I got this operation, and that changed my life. But yeah, long story short, I didn't handle it very well. I ate myself to oblivion. That's how I dealt with it. And learned how to, I learned that people say whatever they want anyway. People are quite brave when they're safe, you know? That's say when a lot of people are brave. So as soon as, and I don't like confrontation, but I'm not afraid of it. So if someone had said like, oh, you think you're the man or something, and then I see them out, I'd be like, oh, bro, what was that about? Like, not in a fighting way. Like, oh, what was that about? And they're like, oh, no, all good. I was just, oh, now you're the man. Can I get a photo? I was like, yeah, and then here's a photo. Fuck you. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing I learned, that people will kind of just say anything. They just tend to say whatever. And then you see them in real life, and they don't mean half the stuff they say. And
it's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like you have a lot of cheerleaders and people cheering you on, and then on the flip side, you get people like, "Oh,
the world wouldn't be right without it, man." It's important. I think, you know, like I would hate it to be the other way. If everyone liked me, I would hate it. I'd be like, get off my dick. Like you need the rope. You need the, or how are you going to grow otherwise?
Yeah.
If everything's all dandy, then I might as well go to sleep and finish. You know, you need that. I think.
Jeez,
Such a cool perspective, man, because your journey, man, just getting to know you and some of the stuff you're sharing, it goes back to that whole point around like everyone sees the end product, but man,
the
process, like what's the quote? Everyone wants the promise, but no one wants to go through the process.
Yeah.
And so, man, like your process, whew,
Yeah.
you deserve to be where you are today, and you got so much like. I love that visual. Like there's that crown. You're looking at it, and man, you're wearing it also. So
yeah, bro.
So
Love,
cool
bro.
too.
Thank you, man.
Oh, while we're on that note, like, what does that crown?
Ooh, what does it look like?
What does it look like, and what does it mean? Oh, I'm trying to look for a big word, but
What does it?
What does it entail?
What does it feel like? I think when I visualize putting it on, or at least sitting in the throne, everyone is safe and protected from me and from everybody. Yeah. I think if I can sit on that throne, knowing that my daughter will never have to suffer my past, and my girlfriend will never have to suffer my past, then I'm wearing it. And so I think I've worn it sometimes. Then other days I take it off and put on this one. Yeah. So
That's deep, man. That's cool, bro. Yeah, you talk about you're unsafe.
Yeah.
But what's your safe place?
Whew.
In the midst of all this craziness and all the busyness, when it's when the lights are off and you're by yourself, what's where you?
Porn up.
That's what I go, man. That's one of the best questions. I say, when you turn the lights off. And
I was literally visualizing it.
You're unsafe.
Yeah.
Make sure no one's home.
I'm real safe. Too safe. Nah, okay.
Shit. Where's my space? I'll take music. I would say still music. Music's my safe space. I love fighting, man. It's I go to sparring sessions a lot, just to get punched in the head and just to do it. Like,
releasing.
yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun to, bro. It's the most honest place you can be is in a ring. Straight. You can't hide behind shit. You can't say anything. You just gotta, whatever you got, bring it. And I like that aspect of boxing. And yeah, weirdly enough, I feel safe training. More often than not, I feel safe around other men, great men. Yeah, I'm feeling myself gravitate to wiser men and being safer in their presence and learning and growing.
Gee,
Yeah.
me, bro.
Yeah, man.
Well said.
And what do you think? What are the signs of like a wise man? You mentioned like gravitating towards him. Are there sort of signs or things that they say that like, or is it a vibe or like how do you kind of identify?
It's that same feeling of saying when I got the crown on. You should never feel intimidated when you're learning. You should feel safe. And so, whenever I meet someone who's offering their wisdom in a safe environment, I'm like, oh man, you're a king. If they ever kind of forcing it on you, I'd probably tend to not think that's kingly and more. That's probably more warriorish and more dominant, as opposed to a space where, the best way to say it is like a king without people is just a man in a chair. So when you got people, that's when you're a king. So if you can have more people around you that listen, you're on the right path. There you go. Yeah.
I love that king spirit, bro. It made me. It was a good like revelation in terms of like, man, a man's kingdom, like, is that you're in service to others, like that others feel safe. And
service is a better word, bro. Service. Be of service. Stop trying to be of self. Yeah, man. Be of service.
And that's what we get from you also, like when you've come in and like, questions you've asked, and it's just like just really humbled by your humility and you being here is of service to others. Like straight away we talked about, man, we need these safe spaces for men, and that's why you came on.
That's why I'm here, man. Because you guys are offering a platform that is necessary, bro. If we're honest, like we need this, and I'm proud to be a part. And thank you guys.
Oh man, all good, man. Yeah,
we'll save that for the end, but you did all the thank yous now. I might
Pop a bottle.
Yeah, I'll have a bit now.
Pop a bottle, man.
Beer time. So calendar girls, right?
That's our case, man. That's
Yo.
our case, Kings.
Yo.
Bro, man.
And we're not sponsored by these guys, but if you want to sponsor us,
Be nice if you
Let's go.
sponsor us, man.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Cheers, boys. Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. But it's cool.
You good, Jack?
No.
shot you.
Same for you, man. Same for you, bro.
I can't let him.
Yo.
Cheers to himself, so.
Cheers, my G.
Man.
Ish.
You know what's so cool, Kings, is that because you don't know us from a bar of soap, you think, who the heck are these random guys? But it's just you kind of sharing, because it is a lot of people to have talked about, let's normalize this conversation, all that kind of stuff. But I can, I'm just thinking, not too many people would be put up their hands. Yeah, we'll just share. Because you're right. Because you said early on, like, people start talking about their stuff. Oh, no, I don't want to talk about my stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think. Damn, man, that plane is crazy. I think we naturally all are that first. We aren't all straight away like, yeah, guess what happened to me? Like, we have to be scared. Like, fear is a good metric for safety. Like, I'm scared of telling you how I feel, so I'm not gonna tell you, you know. And like, because in the environments I grew up in, I was never safe to fucking say these things. So why all of a sudden you want to know? Like, who are you? And that goes for misses as well. When you first meet a chick, it's like, I ain't gonna tell you shit. Like, who are you? You have to earn it. You know, that kind of bravado. So yeah, we need this, man. Like, it's just so flat out. I think you guys got a calling when you guys started to do it. Whenever you said during COVID, you felt it. I feel it. I know my bros feel it. They feel it, and they want to talk, and it's getting more comfortable. We're starting to talk more, and I'm like, I love this. We need this.
It's cool, man. You know, how in terms of the climate out there, and obviously the economy and all that kind of stuff that's happening, inflation, obviously, and all these other things that are happening around the world. What are your feelers out there in terms of our men? In terms of our men having these conversations, is it a positive one, or is it? Well, obviously, we're saying they need it, but
Yeah.
why do you think it's some of the number one barriers, or the barriers that kind of hold us or keep us from not having these conversations?
Barriers. You guys would have heard this saying. It's like the hard times create hard men. Hard men create good times. Good times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. I think we're on the soft guys. Like, I think there's a lot of men who, when I say soft, I don't even mean soft like soft. I mean, we aren't comfortable to be in our masculine. Like, there's a lot of things attacking masculine at the moment. On a, I'm not even gonna say on a wide scale. Like in New Zealand alone, men have to accept who we are, that we are the men of the house or the man of the crib. And by being that, we become better. I think when we give too much of that power to others, like fake idols, like you got your, Andrew Tates and things like this that seem to be running rampant right now. We lose our mana. We lose who we are, which is the man. Like, yeah, I have this conversation with my partner all the time. Like, it's not misogynist to be a man.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, why do we have to do it your way? And it's like, well, because I have a vision of how it's going to go. Do you have a vision of how it's going to go? And it's like, well, no. It's like, well, we can't sit floating in the sea of maybe. Like, we got to get out and we got to do something. And whether you like it or not, men just have that desire and that ability. That doesn't make us better than anyone. It just is what we are capable of. You guys setting this up right now. We got 4 men in this room. Decided to get the cameras together to get this is real. This is what men are capable of when they focus. And I think we need more of this. And again, that's why I praise you guys, because the more we can do this, the better our future, I think.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. And also shout out to our queens, because
Yes.
I think because our woman, we're living in a society where like this whole equality talk, and sometimes it gets what's the word?
Yeah.
Because of like what you're saying, like they can do, they're quite powerful, but then it sort of makes our men quite intimidated or not want to
Yeah, man.
do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so they allow us. If queens give your kings the room to grow and to be the man that they've created to be, man, shucks,
It's game over.
Yeah, it's game
Yeah,
over
it
for
is.
everyone.
Yeah, bro. For real. And like, yeah, it is true. Because like, my mom was a powerful woman. She raised 3 kids by herself, but she had to adopt stuff that wasn't natural to her. She had to adopt that masculine and be tough, where she's a lovely woman who probably wouldn't hurt a fly naturally, but because of the position she was put in, she had to become that. And so, yes, yeah, it was not to disregard our queens because our queens are fucking everything. And you're right, with the right queen and the right king, game over for the kingdom.
Jeez. Oh man.
No, I don't want to get. I was going to add there's a king, a queen, but what if you identify as
Yeah, that's gonna be the last time you hear of us.
Yeah, that's a good question. Should we?
Next on Transdate. No. Oh shit.
Oh,
Sorry. Cancelled.
cancelled?
Yeah.
You can't cancel us. You ain't paid for that.
Oh yeah.
But I like it.
that's so good.
Yeah, I like it. I like what you just said, Kings, because you know, as men, you know, you just kind of see that you know, we could be very well be in this day and age where a lot of our men, and I'm not talking about soft like but is there a reason why?
Lack of leadership.
Yeah.
We don't have any men to look up to right now. This is what you got, Donald Trump. Like we don't have strong, powerful men be like, I want to be like that guy. And that's, I think, us, like our generation. The doers are the ones that our kids are gonna look at and be like, I want to be like that. Because it's no hate to even Andrew Tate it's just those kind of idolized people are currently the ones that have people know about. It was like, oh, you know Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson. I got to meet Jordan Peterson. He's awesome, and I got a lot of love for him. But I remember posting him, and I had comments like, oh, it was like he's a transphobe or something like that, and I didn't know that, and I actually don't believe that. I think people think that about him because of the stuff that he says. But even that was, I was getting a gauge of like, oh man, like people are really serious about this movement. People are really serious about the masculine energy being destructive. And I would have to say that I love our men. Yeah, and I want them to strive.
Yeah, it's cool. Have you come across any experiences like that in terms of people kind of challenging your masculinity or anything like that, or you just felt like you just knew the energy, the change or the shift in the environment?
It happens heaps, man. It happens this might sound egotistical, man, but it happens when I get questioned about where I'm heading. You know, like this sounds bad. It's gonna come across weird, but like you have the audacity to ask me. I'm showing you by fucking doing it every day. Like you see me get up at 5 a.m. I don't need to tell you every day. Leave me alone. I got it. And then when the rewards come, I'm like, told you, love you. You know, it's like, that might sound bad, but a man, like you said, needs that space. Like give me a chance to work. Let me do it. I love you. I got you. It's cool. And then magic. But sometimes I feel like when I've been challenged in that way, it's like, oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, why are you doing that? Why come to bed, Austin? I'm like, no. That doesn't work. Yeah. That was a weird way to say that. Yeah. I think that's where our strength is in knowing what we're doing and achieving it by just running toward it.
Such a good convo.
Yes, man. Cancelled. So what have we done? We're cancelled. I got no kid. This has left me the best podcast ever. Thank you, guys. Oh man.
That's so cool.
Bro, what are you drawing? Why are you drawing Goku for the last 2 hours? That's what Super Saiyan Goku did. He's actually writing notes, so I'm just joking.
It's funny. It just made me think of the phrase "love me, but trust me."
Yo.
Like, you know, sometimes we do just need space because sometimes life is so busy. It's really hard to like take a step back and you know, I think as men and who knows, maybe just as individuals, people need to take a step back sometimes to make sure they're still heading on the right track. Yeah. And you once said that your goal was to define yourself as an artist. So I wonder now, you said this many years ago, but how would you define yourself today?
When did I say that? That would have been a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Damn, define myself an artist. I think as of like growing, like, oh man, that's a good question. I think it's in the same realm of the throne thing. Like, I still rap about getting loaded with the boys and like having a club night. Like, because I still enjoy that. Like, it's still parts that I love. But I think if I can at least inspire one kid who looks like me to be okay with talking about, you know, issues with your dad or like your parents, then I think I'm doing okay. I think so.
Mean, bro.
Yeah.
Often ask this question, but like your if you were to speak to yourself 10 years ago, you're sitting here.
Oh,
What are some advice or what are some things you want to say to him?
I'd say I love you. Yeah. Then give him a high five and take him to the strippers. I can show you the.
Yeah, let her know that. I let her. I love you.
Yeah. Love you, little brother. Yeah.
Riding the magic carpet.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. It would be love, man. It would be love.
It's powerful.
Like, I didn't hear it enough back then, so yeah, I'd make sure he heard it, and then let him know everything was gonna be okay. Those two things: love you, everything's gonna be all right.
Jeez. In the midst of all of this that has happened for you, your rise to fame and all that, and obviously your daughter's a massive and intricate part of your life. What is the number one thing out of all of these things that you've your success and all the things that you've accumulated? What is the number one thing that really makes you proud in your journey thus far?
Oh man, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'll be back, and I'll tell you when I've done it. I think it's. I think up until now, it'll be the healing and just the. I'm proud of the man I've become. Yeah. But I got a long way to go. So yeah. I'll be back and I'll tell you. I'll tell you when I know.
It's cool, bro. It's cool. And then, because you talked about focus, like you talked about focus as a man, and obviously there's four of us in the room. And you're right.
True.
Yeah, there's only four of us.
4.5.
Oh, sorry.
No,
There's five of us.
Yeah, that's the gender.
He identifies
Busby.
as a male.
Brad.
Brad.
Sorry, Brad.
So there's only two of us in here. How does it feel to just be that?
But I like what you said in terms of laser focus. Laser focus. I mean, when men get together, it doesn't have to be obviously no man is an island. We know that saying, but when men get together as a group, there is something special that happens here, Kings.
100.
There's things that
Look at what you guys did, man. Like,
look, we do.
just look. So, like, I think where my journey is, like I was saying, as an independent, I've only had myself, and like I've almost prided myself on it, and it's ego pride. It's like, it's stupid, because if I had you guys with me, or if I had people with like-minded thing, I'd probably be the best artist in the world. But you know, I've limited myself to New Zealand because I've limited my mind to me. So as I expand, as you guys have, like, it's powerful, man. It's actually insane. If you look at any corporation and how they started, it started with dudes who just were chilling one night and had an idea. Like a lot of, maybe not all corporations, but a lot of them, you know, it'd be cool, bro. Like delivery food, bro. Yeah, like what should we call it? Uber would be sick. Like that kind of conversation, and then just slowly, oh, bro, how do that? Oh, your friend can do media, right? Oh, your friend can do app development. Like that's how we do. Like it's just natural for us. And I don't even mean to put down, like, this is funny because my missus will talk about it as well. She'll go and talk to her friends about other people. Like that's what my missus will, and she'll come and say, oh my God, did you hear about like Stephen? And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's not a diss on that. It's just like, that's the difference. You put a bunch of dudes in a room, they'll talk about ideas and business concepts. Women will talk about other people. And it's not, again, it's not to, it's that's just what happens. Women are interested in people and their emotions and how they feel. Men are interested in practicality and how we can fix things. And yeah.
Nice.
It's me.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Bro, man, that's so cool, bro.
I've got a question about if you could pick the brain of someone, anyone from overseas, outside of the country, that you think would benefit not only your career but also men in New Zealand.
Ooh,
Who would you want to speak to? Who would be that guy or the person?
that's a cool question. For wisdom, or just for
Yeah, wisdom, career advice, just
career.
all sorts.
Yeah,
all
okay.
sorts.
Or just experience
Yes.
being in your shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
I would. Damn, that's a cool question. Oh man, I talked to like a prison guard of like an old castle, because that motherfucker would have seen some shit, back in the day. He would have some stories. Like, you think about jail? Imagine the castles back then. Talking to a prison guy, like what? What was this like? Like, I think you'd find nuggets of massive inspiration in like the places you wouldn't expect, like something like that, like the janitor of a classroom, and he'd be like, "Man, I know some shit." Compared to like the Bruce Lees and stuff, and I'd love to talk to Bruce Lee, by the way, but I feel like you'd extract a lot more out of an everyday person as opposed to someone who's thrusted in the limelight. Someone chilling, someone just chilling back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what was that like? Yeah.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, or Bruce Lee. But yeah. I love Bruce Lee.
I think that's one of the things I find most fascinating about being a part of Mandate is like just speaking to people from different walks of life.
That's what I'm.
And it's
getting
like
at, yeah.
we're all here at this time in New Zealand, come from different backgrounds, but just amazing how like we might have done completely different things, but there's some nugget of wisdom that I'm like, bro, I can use that in my life as a father, as a husband, as a teacher.
Yo,
Man, it's mean. That's cool.
Yeah,
Shot for highlighting that, bro.
yo, dang.
Izzy's spoken about like when he's encouraged like his audience to like, man, go travel
Yeah.
the world because you get a different
Yeah.
perspective. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, so I got to do a little bit of travel. I actually went to the UFC to watch Izzy. The one we lost. So there was like a weird plane ride home. Everyone was like, yeah, on the way. And then back we're like, no. But he won. Now he's champion. So let's go. Yeah, it's all good. And I think traveling opens your eyes to... I got grateful, bro. Like, honestly, we went to Bali. And they like simple stuff, bro. Like they have water that you can't drink. You can't drink out of the tap. Like something so easy. And then they're like, oh no, you can't drink that. And it's like, oh. So what do you guys do? They're like, oh well, we drink bottled water. And tons of bottled water. Or they have like this, some people drink out of like the dirty part. Like when you get the basic necessities are a struggle for people, that's when you're like, fuck, I'm grateful as. And then in New York, there was a lot of homeless, like a massive like crack epidemic. We were at a hotel surrounded by crackheads, and it was like crazy. It was like another wake up call. Like, man, we're lucky that there's so many people can just sit in this little place. Have you guys been to New York, or do you guys done America, States? Very like a lot of people in walkways. So walkways this small, and everyone's like bumping into each other, and so we get free. We get the space, and so I think traveling just kind of humbled me, made me feel grateful, and like an eye opener to how lucky we are. I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because we are a very, very blessed nation here.
Bless, bro.
King.
Yeah.
And Kings. And so like Jay talked about taking things for granted. Do you think in terms of New Zealand, also more so our men, that we need to kind of have those experiences where we need to get outside of our four walls or out of our comfort zone and check out what's happening outside of the world?
Yeah, man. It was what I was saying before. Like, how can we grow if it's too easy? Like, we need to be challenged. I don't even. It's not even that we need to. You should want to be challenged. If you're comfortable being comfortable,
Never gonna grow.
you're never gonna grow, man. Like, and then what's the point? Like, you could like, if money. So for me, it'd be like, if money was my goal in this thing, I would have finished 5 years ago because I made money. It's has to be about something bigger than that. Like, when I say like my daughter, or like, it's forever. It's tangible and it's forever. She's gonna keep growing. I'm gonna have to keep reaching, It challenges me. I get up every morning with a goal. I think that's important, man. Yeah. If you get comfy, like I said, you just can't grow.
Yeah.
Kind of made me think about the contrast between having like a comfort zone versus a safe space. And just how sometimes
damn, that's
we can
cool.
be stuck in a safe space, or we can be stuck in a comfort zone and not grow. But we also need safe spaces to like heal and also to grow. So it's just a really interesting. They're kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, that was really, bro. That was great, bro.
Cool.
That's so true. Like, bro, that's well put. Like it's a balance, I guess, a balance game. I'm gonna ask a question. Like, and we've all kind of healed, I guess, to a certain degree. We're trying to. Do you feel like you can heal too much? I think you can. I think you can spend too much time reading books about how to be better, and never get off the couch and be better. You know, and that was that soft men thing. I think like you can heal. Healing is important, and reading is important, but just because you know everything doesn't mean you've done anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can have knowledge, but bro, what is like like you're telling a dude like, oh, you need to talk about this and that, and then it's like, okay, cool. What have you done? Oh, nothing. I read it on Google. It's like at some point we got to get on the field and play the game. You can't be yelling on the stands the whole time. So yeah, yeah. What do you guys think? You think you can heal too much? You can over heal?
The way you put it, bro, I would have to agree. Like you said, it could be a lot of book knowledge, you get a lot of theory and ideals.
Yeah.
But if you don't activate those things, you're never gonna really know what it's really like.
Yeah.
And so you can be stuck in there and have this book knowledge for ages.
Yeah.
And all this wealth of knowledge and never really get, what was it like to really experience it? Did you do it? Oh no, I just know it.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what it's like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the most important part. Like, you could, like, oh man, how many people know like Izzy's fight, right? Oh, this is how you should have done it. You know? Yeah, you need to do this, and it's like, oh, have you fought? Yeah. So it's that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's what I
good. That's good, man.
I've kind of done that. Found that in a sense. I just finished my studies end of last year. I'm graduating like next week.
What do you say?
So it's education. So I'm teaching at a school in Papakura, intermediate school.
Let's go.
Year 7s and 8s. And, amazing grades, like could ace the theories and all the tests and all that sort of stuff. But I've just found that no matter how good your grades are, getting out there and doing it, you're never really prepared. And so it's interesting. The real learning comes from thinking, this theory is cool, let's give it a go. And when it fails and you're like analyzing why didn't it work, that's when it's like, okay, cool, now I'm growing, now I'm learning. So I sort of agree with you on that regard. And then on the other side of that, like, you mentioned before about weight loss and all that sort of thing. And like food has been like, bro, when you said that about food being your comfort, like I relate, bro. Like I eat when it's a celebration, like it's booking where we're going to go get a feed. But also when you're down, it's like, I'm going up the road to get a feed.
Yeah.
Bro, so I feel you on this. I think you can have too much of anything is bad for you, including healing.
Yo, man, that's cool, bro. Congrats and good luck on your studies as well, bro. That's
Sure, bro.
Excited. Bro, yeah, it is. You're talking about safety and like comfortability. I think as men we have to get uncomfortable and unsafe and be good in it. Like, this is a weird example and it might not make much sense, but you should be able to stand in a room full of lions and just be like I'm ready for them to attack me. I'm ready to be zen. You're not like you're not ready to pop off or whatever. You're ready. I think that's king energy right there. I don't have to show you that I can kill you, motherfucker. I will just kill you if you come near me. But also, I love you. That's what it is. It's like that to me is honor. That's what it means to be a king.
Yeah.
That's me.
Shuttles. So I know music's being your safe space. It's even being your path. And it's been your go-to. who's kings without the music? If music was to be taken away from you tomorrow,
Damn, don't take long. Please. No.
who was kings?
Oh my golly, that's the hardest question I've been asked. Damn. I'm gonna be honest, man. I identified as being the best for so long. With that chasing my dad and trying to find his love, I was trying to be the best to win him back. And so as I released that, who am I without that? Fuck, hopefully a good guy. Hopefully a good guy. That when people meet me and then they leave, they go, he was good. Like nothing else. He was nice. He didn't. Yeah, I think there's so much shit in the world, bro, and it's nice to have someone nice. And I'd like to be that guy for everyone, if only for a couple seconds. I think that's who I am. Yeah.
Man, and that's you straight up.
Yeah.
Like when you came through those doors,
Straight up.
didn't look at the music style or
Yeah.
man, straight away there was this demeanor about you that that you just wanted to serve. Like you wanted to be here, that you were ready to go to tell your story, and that's who you was. Like
Thanks.
so, if
Well, there
music
you go.
was taken from
Confirmation.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you, bro.
so shot
Yeah.
also.
Thank you.
Yeah, and no cap, no lies, Kings. When you walked through those doors and greeted us, cause you know the energy when someone brings an energy, you come in, hey guys, hey, I'm Kings.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, straight up.
Kiss my ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, oh, is this Corona? Ugh. Oh my golly gosh. Is this, what chip is this? Barbecue. Disgusting. Creatures.
peasants.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't have driven over the bridge.
Oh, fuck am I? I'm all the way around.
Let me get my ghetto experience.
Yeah.
I'm good for the year.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Came back home. Yeah, I gave back to the community.
Yeah. On my vlog. But today I met these homeless fellas. Helped them out. They needed the help. Just doing my part. Just doing my part.
But there's so cool. You know what's so cool, Kings, is that I think you're one of the first, to be honest. I don't know about you guys. You're one of the first to really kind of touch deep in terms of some of the issues in terms of masculinity in our men. And I think, and no disrespect to all the other guys who have come on, or the men have come on, but I love the fact that you don't shy away. You didn't shy away from the question. And you just spoke your truth and you spoke what you really believed in. Some guys would have kind of went on a tangent and trying to avoid or beat around the bush.
I think there's a level to that for business, I guess. Like, I mean, being independent, I'm the only one. Like, if I fail or if I fall, if, like you're saying, without music, that's why I was like, oh, because without that, my daughter doesn't eat. So there's a real life element to me having to navigate and make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing, but also being authentic and not being a pussy. Like, so I shouldn't have said pussy, but anyway, without being whatever. And I think that's the soft thing again. Like we have to speak our truth, and we have to not be afraid, and we have to be ready to take the bullets that come with our truth. Only then can you know if it was worth standing up for. Because what are we standing up for otherwise? We're just standing up for whatever. If you stand for anything, you fall for everything.
Yeah.
So stand for something, mean it, take the bullets. It's all good.
Yeah.
Shadows.
But do you think it's a lot of the fears and a lot of the circumstances, different circumstances, is the way a lot of our men are not standing up and say, hey, this is what I believe in.
It's scary, man. I don't blame them. Like, it's scary to stand against the mob. Like, you guys set up this whole podcast. It's scary you guys saw a vision, you guys took the vision and implemented it against all odds. You probably, I don't know if you guys had haters or anything, but you definitely would have had days like, why the fuck are we doing this? What is going on? And that is standing against the mob. Those days. That's where it's like, rah,
Yeah.
calm. You're gonna need something else. You can't turn up to work on flowers and happiness. Sometimes it's grind and tired. I didn't sleep in 2 days. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's needed.
It's good, bro. It's good.
That's cool, and thanks for that encouragement because they have been there.
Of course.
When we first started,
days,
we
man.
always talk about those days we'll have big meetings and we poured out like a millionaires episode. This was before we started interviewing guests, and then I remember we're looking at the analytics. We had one view,
On the
one
whole
view on the whole episode that we did. All
Shout out to my wife.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, what are we doing?
We doing it, man.
But we want to say it to each other. We're like, keep on planning, and they'll go away. I go, oh my God. What are we doing? You know, we're here now sitting with you also. So,
Bro, and the bro studying, like you guys all got your own life. You guys,
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think people don't truly understand. You guys have lives outside of this. This is, what are we? 4 hours deep, 5 hours deep, apart from life. Like life came and then you added extra 5 hours. That's what you guys are doing right now. And that's like most people are asleep, bro. Like I'm so serious. They gotta get up soon and get like you guys are here. So I commend that.
oh
Man,
man, thanks.
props to you, man.
I just wanted to go back to when I asked you that question about like if music was to end, like who are you? Because I always liken it to like remember when Ronda Rousey was in the UFC?
Yo.
Her whole identity was behind that belt.
Gee.
When she had lost it, she didn't know who she was. She couldn't recover. She was like in a mess. She had to go away, come back, and so her whole identity was being the champ. And then you had someone like Izzy, like when he had lost the belt,
Yo.
he was still Izzy.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo.
he was still Izzy.
He's a champ, man.
That belt didn't define who he was.
Yeah.
He was still the same person. He came back and he won it. But like if he lost at UFC, I reckon like he'll still be that same person who he was before he even came into the fight
man.
game.
It comes to that question, like what I was saying, like if I was in it for fame or money,
Yeah.
I'd be done. If he was in it to be champion, he did it. He's in it to be the greatest of all time. You can see it. You see it in him. He's like, I'm going to be the greatest fighter of all time. So that's why he didn't stop. And that's why he won't stop. That's cool. It's those dudes you should be scared of too. 'Cause like, fuck, these guys are going to run.
But I love like you have that same like drive. Like man, when COVID stopped, you were able to chill, but you're still like grinding through. Like
Yeah, I wrote an album. when I say chill, I mean 2 cylinders instead of 6. I was still going, but my 2 cylinders is a heavy 2 cylinders. I can still go. Yeah. So COVID was, as much as I was saying I was chilling, like I wrote a cartoon. I wrote a full cartoon. I had an alcohol company. I released the album, went double platinum, I think, rap listed or platinum. Like I was still working. But again, 2 cylinders. So imagine what I could do with 8.
Jeez. And Mr. Entrepreneur, man. What the
Trying.
jeez.
Trying.
But is that the ultimate goal, Kings? Is for you to be one of the best musicians in the world internationally?
Nah. So I, as a musician, my goal is to be the most successful independent artist in Australasia. And then as Archangel, it's to bring my people up from what you guys are doing. Like it's actually in alignment with me so much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so is there some new up and coming artists that you've taken on board on your record label?
See, that's actually probably the first step is to, like I said, I've been independent, looking for myself. Now I'm gonna create my kingdom, and stand by.
Cool.
I like it, man.
Sorry, it was we live in a generation that man, we got a whole younger generation that want like instant gratification and like they want this reality real quick, and so their resilience to grind through is quite
Good word.
small. So I'm just wondering, like, what's your encouragement to these youngins out there that's trying to pursue their dream?
Oof. I'm probably the wrong person. Harden up. No.
Hey, tell him, man. Tell him. Look at the camera and tell him.
Yeah. Oh man. The resilience, bro. That's the right word. Like, here's a good way to. This is probably the best way to do this, bro. Like, do you remember Dragon Ball Z? We all remember Dragon Ball Z.
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
We remember it because every day, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, at 3:00 or after school, it would be on. Name one thing that these kids have that they can latch onto like that. There is nothing, bro. We are the last generation of nostalgia. You think about everything that is hanging out right now. Marvel, my little brother knows Marvel. Everything that we grew up on, it's because we're the last generation who, I believe, fell in love with a culture of something like Nikes. Like, we were talking about shoes before. We're talking about games, all of that stuff. These kids now have a new game every week. There's no chance for them to fall in love and like watch Goku stand there looking at Vegeta for 7 hours, and we're just like, yeah, they're gonna fight someday. yeah, just give me your energy. 9 hours later, and we fell in love with that. So I don't think, again, the resilience word, like they haven't had the opportunity to fall in love with something because things are happening too rapidly. So my advice would be to slow down and try to be present. And that's such a hard lesson to teach a kid because their minds are like, but if we could teach them to breathe and to be in their bodies a bit more, I think they'll appreciate the little things. I think, who knows though, that's my advice.
It's cool.
Some meaning titles.
There's some, we're getting some gems, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting some real good gems tonight. Going back to what Charles said about resilience and so forth, what was the ingredients for you in terms of your resilience? Obviously, you talk about
please hold.
nostalgia.
Please hold. It's my Uber Eats. That's my dad again. Fucking dad. Yeah. Oh, sorry, what was the thing?
In terms of your resilience, in terms of how do you measure your resilience in terms of music industry, all that kind of stuff, and where you are right now in this day and age?
Man, trial and error. Yeah, trial and error. Like, I can sit here and tell you I know what I'm doing, but I don't really. I just, experience is guiding me a lot better than no experience. So like falling over, I know that there's a pothole there. I might not walk that way next time. That's about as resilient as it gets. If I'm having to slay a dragon, I guess I'm slaying a dragon, and I'll be able to. Next time a dragon comes, I'll know how to do it. But the first time, I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm pretty sure. I've fucked up a lot in life. Bound to fuck up a lot more. But I tend to be excited about the fuck ups these days instead of being scared of them. Yeah.
It's awesome. Because people are scared to fail, and got to learn how to fail forward. Fail, and
enjoy it, man. Enjoy the
embrace it.
Yeah.
And there's no bit like, man, it's Izzy again. Like he didn't fail, right? But he lost that fight. To a lot of people, that's like, the champ's out.
Yeah.
And then that gave him the boost to become who he is, the champ. So the champ again.
Super Saiyan,
bro. And so you need resilience, but you also need to be okay with fucking up and failing.
And I suppose it's like part of why that's such a bad thing is because they're thinking, because everything's so connected, videos live forever now online, and no one is like, everyone's scared to be that highlight reel video that gets shared, and everyone just knows you as, you're that guy that failed.
Like that one that I did with the with the girl. That's gonna be forever, I reckon. I'm gonna get a text.
But I mean, because of that, people are hesitant to like put themselves out there, and I think sometimes we become our own worst enemy when we overthink to the point of we actually don't move. Like, I think it's analysis paralysis.
Oh, yo.
We're like, we think about all the maybes to the point where we actually don't move.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before on your phone? Do you guys desk scroll? I've like desk scrolled one time. So I'll be thinking like, I gotta do the like dishes. And then I'll just watch a video. Bro, an hour will pass sometimes. And I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? This is still not done and now I'm tired. So I'm like, I'll do this tomorrow. But like that paralysis, but like you think too much, like, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. I'll just have a little break and then bro. And so you're right. You actually need to just run toward it. Got to do this is boom, like sprint, go, hit it, boom, 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 boom.
Jeez.
Absolutely. Tomorrow I'm gonna.
Holy man. Yeah.
Those 1 hour toilet breaks.
Giving our tricks away. Yeah.
Wifey will be like, the dishes are still there. Oh man, I gotta do this thing.
So many
Mandy.
things on. I'm like, I'm busy. I got Candy Crush.
So true.
Oh man, it's been such a privilege. Privilege, man. In terms of getting to know you even more so tonight, but even just listening to what you had to share, have to share. Is in terms of other men out there, is there anything that you think that that would really increase or encourage or inspire our men to get off their butts and do things? What are some of the things that you could give to our men out there?
If you find purpose and you can live a life with purpose, you won't leave us. A lot of men have left us because they felt like they had no purpose. And if you can find one, hold it, you'll probably want to stick around.
Right.
Man, I know if you're listening, bro, like everyone, I don't know who's listening, probably just scrolled on this episode by accident, but man, something that also just said, like, man, you got a purpose. To a friend that probably is not here anymore, if they were here, we'll be telling you, man, you're loved and you're from a lineage of warriors and there's a generation to come, and there's whatever we're going through right now, it's not gonna last forever. This too shall pass, and yeah, man, let's continue to encourage one another, sharpen one another, and push everyone to win, because we're in it together. And
Let's go.
there ain't no kingdom if you're by yourself. So shout out to the Uso for
Jeez, man.
Dang.
That cuts deep, bro. That really does cut deep, because you think of our nation, Aotearoa, New Zealand. You look at the stats in terms of our men.
That's why I said it, man.
Yeah, men.
Yeah, we and again, it's that thing we're talking about, healing trauma. We don't have a platform, or we felt like we haven't had a platform, or I've got family members that have a few family members, and so I'm sure if they had something to hold on to, they wouldn't feel so alone. And that's what I mean by purpose. If you find your purpose in raising your kids, hold on to that. That's all you need to do. Wake up, give them some kai. You're on the right path, brother. Keep going. That's all you need to do. We'll start there. We'll work our way to build the kingdom. But you're doing great. You're doing good, brother. Oh, I was about to cry. Like, bro, you're doing good. It's all good.
Shows.
It's all good.
No, 100%, Barry. Because we talk about this. The whole premise around what we do, Jay, Brad, and Charles, is to live a purpose-driven life. And I totally agree. A lot of our men out there, and you see the stats, more so of our Maori men, some of the highest stats in terms of suicide. And you're right, if there's no purpose, it's hard.
They feel.
They feel as if there's no purpose, all is lost for some of our men. But you put it just beautiful.
I love what you say, because sometimes we think our purpose needs to be this massive goal, this massive dream, but man, it could be just like finding that purpose in who you're serving right next to you, who you're taking care of.
Be a great partner. Be a good man.
So good, bro.
Wave to the clerk in the morning. Like, it's just a simple, make a small purpose every day. My goal for the rest of my life is to put 2 feet on the ground out of bed. Make that your purpose, and just do it with all love and all intention. You're doing great. You're already doing better than everyone.
Charles.
Sharus. Any last questions or words, brothers? Or?
Looks like I've just got 10.
Are you taking your exam?
I got something. I promise it'll be worth it.
Damn.
Hey, he's the school teacher.
Doing a
Hey,
thesis.
This is
What? Yeah, bro.
That's funny. You just reminded me of a quote that I heard recently that's really helped me just get out of a slump that I've had for the last 3 months.
Yo.
And someone had told me that joy doesn't come from our circumstance, it comes from our focus. And so we just find something to focus on that'll get us through the day, and that's a win. And speaking of purpose, you sort of inspired a thought about how kings give purpose to their people. So you have people in your life, give them purpose, give them love, give them aroha. And I just think how, you talked a little bit about getting the validation from your dad, and I relate 100%. And I just think the relationship that you have with your daughter, what we know, just from our conversation, like your daughter's so blessed to have you, but also you're so blessed by your daughter. And so to be able to give her that love, I know that she's not going to have the same issue seeking your validation growing up because of the way that you are and the love that you give. And so my final thought and question, and you had said this in a quote about your dad. You said, your dad's the man. He taught me how to be a man. He raised the king in me. So one last message about how do you help men raise the king within themselves?
Damn, why you gotta hit me with the hardest one? Why you gotta hit me with the tearjerker? Damn. Did I say that about my dad? Nah. Nah. I must have been drunk. No, I'm playing. Nah, I said it. No, man. We're actually so cool. He's like my best friend now, so he would understand. How can you raise the king within? Oh, man, that's what we were trying to do. I think that's what we were trying to do. Man. Responsibility. Take on responsibility. The more responsibility you take on, the more chance you'll be able to see your what do you call that? How far you can go. The more responsibility you take, you can see how far your body and your mind will push you. So I would use that as a metric. To raise yourself into a bigger king, take more responsibilities on. If you so you got your studies, if you're that's a good metric. Study. How well are you doing your studies? Get better. Like take responsibilities in your things and strive to do one better the day after. Like that's all I got, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shadows.
Bro, and I'm glad you're out of your thing, out of your 3-month thing.
Yeah.
That's me.
Appreciate that.
Shoche.
Yeah, that was a hard question.
It's a good question.
Yeah, all
It's a
the
good
deep
question,
ones.
bro.
My dad is the man. Not at tattoos, though.
Dad.
Yeah, oh, bro, I remember when I got this, my older brother saw it and he was like, nah. I know it's dad, but bro, can you actually, like, I love you, dad, but can you see how it's like unthing?
Oh.
It's like a second tattoo he'd ever done, so he didn't know how to do the needle length and stuff. Bro, so like when it come out, I was like, oh, thanks. This is cool.
Shucks, didn't even notice it at first hand.
Yeah, no, fully. That's why I was like, stop on this day. Fuck.
It's good, man. It's good. It's good.
Yo.
Nah, man. Shucks. I'm honestly been blessed to have this talanoa. I think it's been, it's been so cool to hear your journey or bits of your journey and some of the stuff that like you've allowed us to sort of share in. Some of the stuff that you've shared hasn't been easy to share, but I guess the premise of what we're trying to do is like normalize these conversations. And there's been times in this talanoa that I forget we're on camera. So I just shout out to you also, everything that you're trying to achieve, and especially with your daughter, man, because us fathers become the measure of the way that our daughters see their future men. So, man, if we become the example, if we're living a life of like conduct that's worthy of being a king, then man, then we're in good stead that when our daughters go to meet their partner, because one day she's not gonna be 13 forever.
I know, bro.
She's gonna. So like I always think about, oh man, the way I treat my daughter. One day, I want her to know that the way I treated her mom, that's gonna be the standard.
Yeah, bro.
I'm always having to make sure like that's been my measure. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah. That's my thanks for just being here also and just your heart, bro. And can't wait to follow you and just keep an eye out. And can't wait for part 2 also, when you come back and tell us that.
Yeah, all the challenges.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Hopefully I can share the story of raising kings next time I come.
Oh, good.
That's cool, bro. Mad props to you, bro.
Me.
We talked about a safe space. And this is, and we talked about it before. The guys and I, we just, hey, this is our safe space. AJ, I think last time we talked about it, we said, hey, this is our safe space. This is where we feel rejuvenized and energy. And even we don't even. Sometimes we don't. Or most times we don't even know the guests at all. And they come in and we just know them. Like, oh, this is the platform they have, and they come in, they sit with us. And they feel safe. And hopefully you feel safe. You felt safe.
Yeah, I feel good.
Being in the midst of us.
Of some kings.
Yeah, so props to you, man. All the best with your endeavors in 2023. All the best with all your projects and your music.
Sure.
And also with your whānau and also with your daughter. So, bro, Maro, lover, thank you so much for being on here. And also thank you for your gems and for just being you and your standing and standing firm on your truths and not showing away from it. So, and like you said, being a man of being that man with mana, and so that's what we get from you. That's what we kind of gauge straight off the bat when you enter the room. So, Maro, love us for all the best. But every guest that comes on, we always give them a gift. Always give them a caricature, sketch of how we envision them to be. And so, on behalf of the Mandate team, this is for you, kings.
Yo, sick. Who did this? Yo, straight up. Can I show the? Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I know the photo too. That's the one. Thank you, bro. Oh, do we do that after the cheers? I don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Bro, thank you, bro.
Nah, thank you, man. Thank you.
man.
No, we appreciate your time, bro. I know you're a busy man. And so, every guest that comes on, we always give them a gift. So, yeah, bless you, bro. But is there anyone you could think that would be perfect to come on the podcast, or ideal to come on the podcast?
Oh man, who would be cool on him?
Other than that guy that's guarding the castle. He would be cool if he was
He'll be cool. He'll be cool. He'd be like, gee, I saw the king do some things. Man, I think you guys are doing great. I think the universe is bringing you who you need at the right time, and I feel like I was brought here at the right time. So
that's me.
you guys got God behind you, so you guys feel good.
Man, props, bro. Props. Thank you so much, Kings. Kings, last word. If you want to say anything else to our men out there.
Apart from, I got the Dad Son album coming out, but apart from that, I'm just gonna text sorry to everyone that I have to before this comes out. Just text sorry to the missus, the dad, and that's all. Much love. Thank you, guys.
Awesome, bro. No, thank you so much. And so please like and subscribe and look forward to your comments, your worthwhile comments. And as usual, brothers,
refine,
Unlock.
take charge.
Oh, can I add one? Let's go again. One more time. Wait.
Very cool.
And as usual, brothers,
refine,
Unlock.
take charge.
Love you.
Mandate.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel. Hey, wait.
Marvel, cuz. Marvel, my brother.
Mingo ring or yum yums?
Oh, Miguel all day. Miguel.
MMA or boxing?
Oh, boxing, bro. Boxing, but MMA is close to my heart too.
Tupac or Biggie?
Oh, not this what? Bob Marley.
Say, Jacinda or John Key?
Thank you guys so much. You guys trying to give me cancer though.
Mandate.